Elo, and welcome back to our channel, where we explore life's journey through the lens of experience. Today, we're revisiting the crucial topic of finances, but with a specific focus, highlighting some common mistakes or oversights that can unfortunately occur after the age of 70, potentially impacting security and peace of mind. Let me preface this by saying, navigating finances in later life is complex. Circumstances change, rules evolve, and looking back, it's often easy to see where a different path might have been wiser. Our intention here isn't to find fault, but rather to share observations, drawn from collective experience, about potential pitfalls. Consider these as cautionary tales, shared gently in the hope they might help you or someone you care about avoid unnecessary financial stress. Recognizing these common errors is the first step towards making more secure choices. So, let's examine the first and perhaps most fundamental potential mistake. Mistake 1. Underestimating how long you'll live and future costs. This is a foundational error that can undermine even the best-laid plans. We diligently save for retirement, often aiming for a target age like 65 or 70. But the reality is, people are living longer than ever before. Planning financially for potentially 10 to 15 years of retirement might have seemed adequate decades ago. But now, planning for 20, 25, or even 30+ years beyond age 70 is increasingly necessary. The mistake is basing withdrawal strategies, spending habits, and investment horizons on an outdated or overly optimistic estimate of lifespan. Running out of money in very late life is a daunting prospect. Alongside underestimating longevity itself, there's often a parallel mistake: underestimating the escalating cost of living, particularly healthcare. Healthcare expenses are often the biggest financial wildcard in later life. While government programs like Medicare provide significant coverage, they don't cover everything. Out-of-pocket costs for premiums, co-pays, deductibles, medications, especially newer or specialized ones, dental, vision, and hearing care can add up substantially. Furthermore, the potential need for long-term care, whether in-home assistance, assisted living, or nursing care, represents a massive potential expense that many fail to adequately plan for. Sometimes mistakenly believing standard health insurance or Medicare will cover it extensively, which they typically do not for long durations. Ignoring these realities can lead to depleting savings much faster than anticipated. The wisdom here is prudence. Plan for a longer lifespan than you might instinctively guess, and be realistic, even conservative, when estimating future healthcare and potential long-term care costs. Building these projections into your financial plan, even if the numbers seem daunting, allows for more informed decision-making today. Closely related to ensuring funds last is how those funds are managed, leading to our second common mistake area. Mistake 2. Investment errors. Playing it too safe or taking inappropriate risks. Managing investments after 70 requires navigating a delicate balance. The common pitfalls lie at either extreme: being excessively conservative. Fearing market fluctuations, some individuals shift almost entirely into safe havens like cash, savings accounts, or low-yield bonds, while capital preservation is crucial. As discussed in previous videos, being too conservative carries its own significant risk. Inflation. If your savings aren't earning returns that at least keep pace with the rising cost of living, your purchasing power steadily erodes over time. What seems safe in the short term can lead to financial shortfall over 10, 20, or 30 years. Your money simply won't stretch as far. Taking inappropriate risks, on the other end, Desperate to boost income or make up for perceived shortfalls, some individuals might be tempted by investments promising unusually high returns, complex products they don't fully understand, or maintaining too high an allocation to volatile assets like stocks for their risk tolerance and time horizon. A major market downturn close to or during retirement, when you rely on drawing down assets, can be devastating with less time to recover losses. Chasing high returns often involves taking on high risks that are simply unsuitable when capital preservation is a key goal. It can also make individuals more vulnerable to investment scams, promising unrealistic results. The wisdom lies in finding a balanced approach tailored to your specific situation. This generally involves a diversified portfolio that includes some lower-risk assets for stability and income, like bonds or dividend-paying stocks, alongside potentially a smaller allocation to growth-oriented assets like stocks, sufficient to combat inflation, all while aligning with your personal risk tolerance and time horizon. Avoiding extremes and seeking unbiased, professional advice to strike the right balance is crucial. Don't let fear paralyze your funds into losing value, nor let greed or desperation tempt you into unsuitable risks. Our third area involves specific rules often impacting retirement accounts. Mistake 3. Mishandling required minimum distributions, RM. This is a more technical, but extremely common and potentially costly mistake for those holding certain types of retirement accounts, such as traditional IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, and others. Rules can vary slightly by country, but the concept applies broadly to tax-deferred accounts. Once you reach a certain age, currently 73 in the US, but this age has changed and could change again. The government generally requires you to start taking withdrawals, required minimum distributions or RMDs from these accounts each year. The amount is calculated based on your account balance and life expectancy. The mistakes here are twofold: forgetting to take RMDs or taking the incorrect amount. Life gets busy. Rules can be complex, and it's easy to overlook this requirement. However, the penalty for failing to take the full RMD on time is severe, often a hefty percentage of the amount that should have been withdrawn, historically as high as 50% in the US. Though recent changes have lowered it, it's still substantial. This is essentially throwing money away in penalties, not planning for the tax impact. Remember, money withdrawn from traditional tax-deferred retirement accounts is generally treated as ordinary income and is taxable in the year it's withdrawn. Taking a large RMD can significantly increase your taxable income for that year, potentially bumping you into a higher tax bracket or affecting things like Medicare premiums. The wisdom is proactive management. Know the RMD rules that apply to your accounts. Calculate the required amount correctly each year. Your financial institution often helps with this. Ensure the withdrawal is made by the deadline, typically December 31st. Importantly, plan for the tax consequences. You might consider having taxes withheld directly from the RMD withdrawal, or setting aside funds to cover the tax bill. Ignoring RMDs or their tax implications is a costly error that can easily be avoided with careful attention and planning. These first three areas, underestimating the future, investment missteps, and mishandling required withdrawals, represent significant financial challenges frequently encountered after but there are other common errors relating to decision-making and safeguarding assets. These first three areas, underestimating longevity and costs, investment missteps, and mishandling required withdrawals, represent significant financial challenges. but other common errors relate more to decision-making processes and safeguarding the assets you've carefully built. Let's look at the fourth common mistake area. Mistake 4. Falling prey to financial scams and exploitation. This is a heartbreakingly common issue. Older adults, unfortunately, are frequently targeted by fraudsters who employ increasingly sophisticated and manipulative tactics. Losing hard-earned savings to a scam in later life can be financially devastating and emotionally traumatic, with little time or opportunity to recoup the losses. The mistakes often stem from being too trusting. A lifetime of assuming people are generally honest can make it hard to recognize manipulative intent, especially when scammers impersonate legitimate authorities or prey on emotions like fear, loneliness, or a desire to help. For example, the grandparent scam. Feeling pressured or rushed, scammers excel at creating a false sense of urgency: act now or miss out, pay immediately or face consequences. That bypasses careful consideration. Giving in to this pressure is a critical error. Embarrassment or unwillingness to ask for help. Sometimes, individuals feel embarrassed about potentially being targeted or confused by a complex offer, leading them to make decisions alone rather than consulting a trusted family member, friend, or advisor. Responding to unsolicited offers, engaging with unsolicited phone calls, emails, texts, or door-to-door offers promising amazing investment returns, lottery winnings, cheap home repairs, or tech support is often the gateway to a scam. The essential wisdom here is vigilance combined with healthy skepticism. Recognize the red flags we've discussed before. Extreme urgency, requests for secrecy, demands for unusual payment methods, gift cards, wire transfers, threats, and unsolicited contact asking for personal or financial data. Never make financial decisions under pressure. Never provide sensitive information or money based on an unexpected contact. Always verify claims independently using official contact information you find yourself. And crucially, don't be afraid to say no, hang up, delete the message, or shut the door. Protecting your assets sometimes means being seemingly impolite to potential scammers. It's also wise to discuss any unusual or concerning financial requests with someone you trust before acting. Vigilance isn't paranoia, it's prudent self-protection. Our final common mistake involves putting off essential preparations for the future. Mistake 5. Procrastinating on estate planning and essential legal documents. This overlaps with a pitfall mentioned in a previous discussion, but its financial implications are so significant it bears repeating as a distinct mistake. Delaying or completely neglecting the creation or updating of crucial legal documents related to your finances and healthcare wishes is incredibly common, often due to discomfort with the topic or simply not getting around to it. The mistake is viewing these tasks as optional or solely about inheritance after death. In reality, they are vital for managing your own affairs and ensuring your wishes are followed during your lifetime. If you become unable to make decisions yourself, and for easing the burden on your family afterwards. The consequences of neglecting this include lack of control during incapacity. Without a durable power of attorney for finances, your family might face lengthy, costly, and stressful court proceedings, guardianship, conservatorship, just to pay your bills or manage your assets if you become incapacitated. Similarly, without an advance healthcare directive, medical decisions might be made that don't align with your wishes. Family conflict and stress, lack of clear instructions in a will, or no will at all, can lead to disputes among heirs, resentment, and significant legal costs, potentially eroding the very assets you hoped to pass on. Unnecessary taxes or expenses. Proper estate planning can sometimes utilize legal strategies to minimize estate taxes or probate costs, savings that are lost without planning. Added burden on grieving loved ones, forcing your family to untangle disorganized finances or guess at your wishes while grieving adds immense emotional and practical strain. The wisdom is clear. Proactive planning is an act of responsibility and love. While it requires facing uncomfortable topics, completing these tasks provides profound peace of mind. Ensure you have, and periodically review, update a valid will, durable powers of attorney for both finances and healthcare, and an advance healthcare directive living will. Organize your important financial documents so your designated representative can easily locate them. This isn't just about legacy. It's about ensuring smooth management of your affairs according to your choices, protecting both yourself and your loved ones from avoidable hardship. Don't let procrastination create a mess for others to clean up. Conclusion: wisdom in action for financial security. We've covered 5 common financial mistakes often seen after 70. Underestimating longevity and future costs, especially healthcare. Making investment errors at either extreme. Mishandling RMDs, falling prey to scams. And neglecting essential legal. Recognizing these potential pitfalls is the first, crucial step. The wisdom lies in taking proactive, informed action. This means planning realistically, managing investments prudently, understanding retirement account rules, staying vigilant against fraud, and getting your essential legal affairs in order. It's never too late to review your situation and make positive adjustments. Even small steps towards correcting these potential mistakes can significantly enhance your financial security and bring greater peace of mind. And please, remember that seeking trustworthy professional advice when needed is a sign of strength, not weakness. What financial challenges have you navigated in your later years? What advice would you offer based on your experience? Sharing insights in the comments helps build our collective wisdom. If you found this discussion on avoiding common financial mistakes valuable, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to Elderly Wisdom. Sharing this video might help someone you care about make more informed financial decisions. Thank you for joining us today. May you navigate your financial path with prudence, confidence, and the peace of mind you deserve. Until next time, be well.